Good morning, and welcome to DDOT. I want to welcome Mayor Gray, uh, other directors, former directors, DDOT staff, and other guests. Thank you so much for being here today. Today we celebrate a significant milestone in the DDOT history and our first decade of service. In 2002, when DDOT officially became an agency, then Director Dan Tangolini told staff that their work would be DDOT, a model transportation agency for the nation. I believe the men and women of the department have done just that. Today, our city is better connected, more prosperous, and safer, thanks in no small measure to the hard work by our DDOT team on our infrastructure and services. I want to thank our employees, past and present, for a great first 10 years, and my predecessors who provided the leadership and vision for DDOT. I can't wait to see how far we go in the next 10 years. Let's get it started. DDOT has enjoyed great support from the district leadership, from the council, and of course from the executive office of the mayor. Each opportunity I have to spend with the mayor is on almost all the walls around here. And what do we say? Get it done. Get it done. It is my pleasure to welcome Mayor Vincent Gray here to our LEED Gold certified headquarters, and to thank him for being such a great supporter of DDOT. Last night, I attended a ceremony with Christophe Toulouse, Meredith Upchurch, and we received this award from the Committee of 100 Federal City, the 2012 Vision Award. And they recognized us for our River Smart program. This is a part of the sustainability, livability effort by Mayor Gray. We were so proud to receive this award for those work that we're doing and continue to do. And at this time, I would like to introduce our mayor, Vincent Gray.
Thank you very much, everybody, and I'm just delighted to be here, to be a part of this celebration. It's hard to believe that DDOT has been in place only for 10 years. It's just remarkable what has been accomplished in these 10 years. And when you go back and look at the history of the reorganization, it tells you the distance that had to be traveled. You look at, I don't even think that very many of the workers at Benny even had safety vests when DDOT was reorganized into then the Department of Transportation. And I want to thank Terry for his leadership here. He had been involved leading the operations before I asked him to come and take this on. And Terry, I want to salute you for the leadership that you've been providing to DDOT during the time that you were, I guess, the chief operating officer, and now as the director of the agency. I want to recognize too that we've been joined by our CEO of WMATA, not an easy job, I guess I might add, who too is taking on some Herculean responsibilities and seems to be handling them very, very well. Rich Sarles, we're glad that you're here with us today too. And I know the former directors are going to be recognized, but I see at least two sitting right in front of me. Michelle Pousseau, who I have known for quite some time. In my only other stint in government before I was elected to the council, I was at the Department of Human Services, and that's where I met Michelle. And she's still working in transportation today. I think she's completely addicted, and we're glad of it, Michelle. Thank you for being here today. And of course, Emeka Moname, who served as director as well. I think in one way or the other, he's still involved in transportation issues. I think once people get into this, you simply are hooked for life. So, Emeka, I want to thank you for coming back today to be a part of this and for the contribution you've made to the evolution over these 10 years of DDOT. So thank you very much for what you did as well and continue to do. You know, as I read, it's hard to believe, we had one safety cone. I mean, I guess my question is, why the one? Why bother to have any? It almost sounds more credible to say you didn't have any, because then you could say we didn't think we needed them. But to have one sounds like, yeah, we know we need them, but we only have, was it rotated around the city, or, you know, how was it used at that point? People complained about the potholes in the city all the time, and I think with our pothole palooza, we have a focus each year, but we don't do potholes just once a year. We do potholes when the need arises, and I think we do close to 2,000 potholes during the pothole palooza, which took place about 4 or 6 weeks, over a 4 to 6 week period, and ended about a month ago. Also, snow has always been a challenge in the city, but we've solved the snow problem. We just don't have any. And you know what? I like that solution. But last year, frankly, when we did have some snow, DDOT and DPW working together as a team did a great job of getting snow. We had a little problem with the ice, but that was a different issue. But they did a great job of getting the snow off the street, and we didn't have one problem with people being able to traverse our streets as a result of snow being on the streets. And then I was talking to Chris earlier. We have a great relationship with the U.S. DOT and with the Federal Highway Administration. And Chris, I want to thank you for being here and for the work, the partnership that we have working with you all. And I think we've gotten to the point with the work that's been done over the years where we're not leaving lots of grant dollars now on the table. In fact, we are doing lots of projects in partnership with the Department of Transportation at the federal level. And I want to thank you and your colleagues as well for working with us and helping us spend as much of your money as we possibly can do here in the District of Columbia. The trees used to be in rough shape here in the city. DDOT has done a great job with the Urban Forestry Administration, having taken over the operation of the trees and keeping them trimmed. And frankly, we know that that is a factor in what happens with power outages, because if the trees aren't properly trimmed, they can bring down lines during inclement weather, and when they bring down lines, we know what happens. We have power outages here in the city. And then I think you figured out a great way to coordinate with the utilities also, so that, how many of you remember the instances where we would do a street and then 2 weeks later it was cut up again because the utilities came in to do some work because of a lack of coordination? And I think that doesn't happen at all, or if it does happen, it is very rare that those kinds of things happen. One of the most important things I think that DDOT has done is help us really expand our transportation options. And as we look at the Sustainable DC plan, transportation is going to be the heart of our ability to be able to make this work. And in the last 10 years, we've added the DC Circulator, the bike share program, which is one of the most robust in the country. I think we now have 1,000 bike stations. I think we have 10,000 bikes. I think we have over 20,000 members. And if nobody knows any different, I'm definitely claiming it today. And if somebody knows different, please don't say anything. But I think, roughly speaking, those are the numbers. And what we're doing, obviously, is working to expand transportation options. You know, about 3 or 4 years ago, I went to the auto show. And it was in Paris at the time, which is the first and only time I've ever been to Paris. And it was then city administrator, Dan Tangerlini. And he and I went out and spent an entire afternoon looking at the Verlib. Everybody know what the Verlib is? That is the bike share program, for want of a better way of putting it, in Paris. And we learned an awful lot. I mean, it was his thinking. You know, he was very much a person who was a huge proponent of being able to do this. And what I saw in Paris in terms of the number of bicycles, the bike share program, as we call it, frankly, is what we're now implementing here in the District of Columbia. And I know the day will come when we have the same number of bicycles, the same level of buy-in, the same commitment from the people of this city to being able to use that as a robust and viable form of transportation. And of course, next year, we will have streetcars coming back to the District of Columbia. And I say coming back. Streetcars used to be in the District of Columbia. But the streetcar we have coming back will not look like the streetcar of yesteryear. The streetcar we have coming back will be that one, won't it? Will be that one right there. And I've been to Portland twice to see the Portland system, and it really is phenomenal. It is universally well accepted, well received. It is extensively used by the people of Portland. I think they have now had theirs in place, I don't know, 8, 10 years, something like that, far longer than we will have had ours, of course. And one of the things that they attribute to the streetcar system is not just a clean, convenient form of transportation, but also what it has done for economic development in Portland. And we look forward to that as well. They say, and it seems though, you look at some of the areas like the Pearl District in Portland, but they attribute $8.5 billion of economic development to their streetcar system because it's bringing people into areas that they otherwise would not go into. So DDOT has done a tremendous job and is doing a tremendous job of helping us sell and make work the beginning stages of our sustainable DC vision, and the implementation plan, of course, is being worked on now. I was in an alley. That's a great way to describe where I was. When were we there, Terry? About three weeks ago. We were there to install the last of 1,360 light-emitting diode bulbs in an alley up in Ward 1. And the point of that is, again, it contributes so mightily to sustainability here in the city. We took out incandescent bulbs, which require 189 watts to be energized. They have to be changed every 6 to 12 months, and replace them with LED lights that require 54 watts, not 189 watts, and they have to be replaced not once every 6 to 12 months, they are replaced once every 12 to 15 years. Look at the energy conservation and the labor costs that will be saved over time as a result of that. And all of this that I mentioned is within the purview of DDOT. 900 people working here now, many of whom have now been brought together in one place, and these are nice digs, Terry. I don't know, I guess this is an architectural statement here, but but I'm with the program, okay? If it works for you, it works for me. $400 million budget, and one of the biggest capital projects in the history of this city, the 11th Street bridges. A $300 million project that is moving along apace. I think, I was just talking to Chris, I think we're about 6 months ahead of schedule. There's some sections of it that already are open, and the great benefit will be especially to the people on the east end of the city, in that all the people now who have those tags that are not DC tags, who go through all of our neighborhoods to get to the next place, won't have to do that anymore, because they can be connected from the southeast, southwest freeway, 395, 295 to 295, and all of those connections. And you know what? It fundamentally changes the perception of what people thought DC was going to be. All of these tunnels and all of these plans that were made for DC a number of years ago were simply viewing us as a way to get from point A to point B. And A was either Maryland or Virginia, and B was either Maryland or Virginia. And now we're not simply a pass-through to other locations. We now are a discrete jurisdiction in and of ourselves. So it is delightful, Terry, and I'm going to ask you to come back up, because I'd like to present to you a proclamation from all the citizens of the District of Columbia. And all 618,000 of them called me up this morning and said, you got to make sure you mention us when you come down here to present this proclamation. And I know you all want me to read every one of these whereases, right? And then you want me to go back over and emphasize it one more time so you can remember every word of it. But I'm not going to do it, you all. I would like to read at least one of them, though. And that is, for the past decade, the District of Columbia Department of Transportation has completed many projects and accomplished much to make this city reach its mark in the transportation industry. And that is a lot to be said for that, Terry. Now, therefore, I, the Mayor of the District of Columbia, do hereby proclaim June 7, 2012, that would be today, is that right? All right, okay. As District of Columbia Department of Transportation Day in Washington, D.C., and call upon all the residents of this great city to join me in commending DDOT for its exceptional service and sending best wishes on your 10th anniversary, and now look forward to the 20th anniversary. Thank you all very much for the work you've done on behalf of the people of the city.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And I'll be remiss as you look around the room at all the DDOT employees. This is the backbone of DDOT. All the men and women that work every day, that take the abuse and keep coming back each day. And I want to thank all of the DDOT employees that are standing around the room, and those who are unable to be with us. They're either paving a road or laying concrete or doing bricks. But this is the backbone of DDOT. Thank you very much. To quickly go through the acknowledgement, DDOT first director, as I mentioned, was Dan Tangolini, who served from 2002 until 2006. He went on to run Metro, served as the city administrator, an executive with the United States Treasury Department, and now he's acting as the administrator for GSA. But we would like to say he got his start at DDOT, and many of the programs in place now in DDOT got their start under his leadership. Unfortunately, Dan cannot be with us today. As you know, he's got a major job ahead of him. But after Dan's departure, Deputy Director Michelle Pouchot took the reign of DDOT. She was not new to the department. However, she spent 22 years at DDOT, and during her tenure, helped direct the launch of the first DC circulator routes and other transit initiatives, led the development of a walkout evacuation plan for the district and other emergency preparedness efforts, developed a joint performance plan with local division of federal highways. She also convened the mayor's downtown congestion task force. Michelle is now vice president for transportation at McKissick & McKissick, and I would like to invite her up to say a few words and bring greetings to the DDOT family. Michelle.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is a surprise, but thank you for letting me say a few words, Terry. I feel like I grew up in DDOT and DPW, its predecessor, and it really gives me joy to come back and join you, my true family, because when I was at DDOT and DPW, I got married, I had a child, I went through lots of different jobs, and I'm really proud to have become the director of DDOT. And I'm even more proud to see what is being implemented. I mean, from day one, working with many people in the room on concepts, dreams, plans, many of them are reality, and they're right here on this board. So thank you for letting me be a part of the celebration and enjoying this day with you.
We are also fortunate to be joined today by another past director, Emeka, now a managing principal at the Pillar Solution. Many of our current employees work with Emeka on some very innovative and significant projects, including the lowering of the South Capitol Street Bridge, the opening of the National Stadium, our first foray into performance parking, and the nation's first bike sharing program, Smart Bike DC. We're pleased to welcome back Emeka, but one key thing is he hired me. So Emeka more to me.
Good morning, everyone, and Terry, thanks for the very kind words. It's really, really a pleasure to be back amongst all of you guys. Mayor Gray, thanks for being here today. And you mentioned something that about Michelle and I being hooked on transportation, a quick vignette. When I was hired to come to the city under the Capital City Fellows Program, I came to the city to do real estate. And I remember telling them clearly, I'm here to do real estate. Don't put me anywhere else. I'm here to do real estate. So they put me at DDOT. And so, I spent the first couple weeks complaining and telling them that's not what I wanted to do. And as I look back and reflect, such a fortunate opportunity for me to work with such great people and really change the arc of my career in many ways. When I think of DDOT, I think of three things. I think of vision, I think of projects, major projects, and I think about the people here. I think the vision for the city has only been realized really through DDOT's efforts, and you should be very proud of that. I also think that the major awesome projects that we're doing and have done today, again, you can touch, feel, and see how you impact people's lives every day. The South Capitol Street Bridge, sidewalks, through neighborhoods, and other development. And then finally, the people here. Like Michelle, I'm a product of this place. I came here in 2000, and I was here during that 2-year gestation period of DDOT to become an agency. And I grew up very much with that agency, and I'm really excited and proud to be here with you today and look back over 10 years and say, we've done quite a bit. Terry, thanks for having me, and thanks and congratulations to everyone here.
What a lot of people do not know is that our general counsel, Frank Sills, has probably served as more terms as director of DDOT than anybody in the room. And I'd like to call Frank Sills to give some words.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Mayor, and my colleagues and other DDOT staff members. Let me just start out by saying I got this call one evening about 6 p.m. from Dan Tangolini. He said, Frank, I need you to be at the mayor's office in a half hour. I said, oh, yes. What have I done now? I said, well, what's going on, Dan? He said, I can't tell you. He said, I just need you to be here. So I got to the mayor's office, and Dan was there. He said, well, Frank, Mecca is leaving, and we need you to serve as interim director. And I said, well, let me think about it, and I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. I get a call from Dan at 1 a.m. saying, okay, what's your decision? I said, I thought I got to 9 o'clock that morning. He said, Frank, you don't understand. The mayor said you're going to be interim director, so what's your decision? And I said, I'll do it. I said, well, Dan, how long? For how long? He said, well, we should have someone here maybe 2 months. 6 months later, the first African-American presidential inauguration under my watch. And to say that it was an intimidating experience would be an understatement. But I can say it was a joy, it was a pleasure, and it was one of the most rewarding experiences of my lifetime. So I do thank Dan and I thank my colleagues for that opportunity. So again, thank you all, and I really appreciate the opportunity to serve this agency. Thank you. Absolutely.
Frank was very modest. As many know, I don't make a move without going to the general counsel. And during the inauguration, and all of you participated in it, it was a mammoth event. And we've already started planning already for this upcoming inauguration. My immediate predecessor, unfortunately, could not be here today, and that is Gabe Klein. And Gabe is busy shaking up Chicago transportation systems these days. And he definitely left his mark on DDOT as well, bringing the department national attention for innovative transportation solution for all modes. He brought us capital bike share, our first cycle track, and our renewed commitment to streetcar network. We were just in Chicago last week. We actually are one of 5 cities in America that will participate in the Green Lane program, along with Chicago, Memphis, Austin, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. New York City is basically participating as an aid, since New York City is supposed to be the leader in the program. We also have representatives from Portland in attendance. Finally, although DDOT is it's a new agency, we've been around for a long time. Some of us longer than others. We have 11 employees at DDOT who have worked for the district for 35 or more years. Many of them are here with us. Some are out in the field. But I would like to recognize them at this time and for them to step forward. Dolores Fields, 35 years, working our planning department. Joseph Malloy, 38 years. Robert McNeely, 40 years, worked with our street bridge maintenance program. I saw Gloria. Come. Charles Daniels, 41 years. Bill McGirt, 41 years. I know Bill is here. He's my baseball fan. He keeps me up to date. Tommy Bell, 44 years. Don Cooney, 46 years, and I thought I saw Don. 46 years. He's our bridge engineer. Bernard Jackson, 46 years. He's a senior equipment operator with Street Bridge Maintenance. And Carol Lewis, 49 years.
Thank you. He doesn't know how much I like this mic. Hello, everyone. And yes, June 19th, that's coming, I will have 40 years. And when I came in, it was Walter E. Washington. So I've been through all of the directors. And I have, you know, they're special ones, and two of them are here now. And even one of my favorite people is the mayor, and he's here. We've been through a lot. I experienced so much when I came. Actually, I started in personnel, and they had an opportunity for women to come into engineering. And I applied, and I got it, and they sent me to Howard School of Engineering. And it's the best thing I could have ever done, because it's what I love doing, what I'm doing now. And I just thank DDOT, DPW, district government for my life experience. I think it was the mayor, said he went to Paris. Well, you afforded me to go to Paris, to South America, to Africa twice, and all of my experience. And at first I was designing water and sewer connections. My name is on the plan forever for the design of the water and sewer for the FBI building. Nobody can take it away. And I said I like this mic, but I just want to thank you for this time. Thank you.
I'm glad Gloria was able to come up. I have a story with probably everyone, but as you all know, I'm trying to lose 22 pounds. And my mentor for losing my weight, try to eat healthy, is Gloria. She gives me all of the diets and salads and all of that to keep us going. And then finally, I guess my new partner, I would like to ask the general manager of WMATA to come forward. I will be serving as the alternate on the board, and he is our partner in our transit endeavor. Richard.
Well, I want to congratulate DDOT on their 10th anniversary. And what I'm told, I certainly wasn't here at the time, that there's been a long history of cooperation and working together between DDOT, Department of Public Works, and obviously Washington Metro, dating back to the construction of Washington Metro. Couldn't have been done without that great cooperation. And to this day, we cooperate on a number of things: bus priority lanes, help out a little bit on streetcars, and a few other things. So it's a good cooperation, Mr. Mayor. I thank you for appointing Terry to the board. Terry, we'll see in about 6 months whether you thank the mayor for that. But
Thank you, Richard. And then finally, as we end, is that we've had 2 employees back-to-back to win the CAFA Award. And that's a major accomplishment. Last year, it was Shoma Day, and this year, it was Jose Colon. And we're very proud of the work that they've done, their continued efforts. Shoma won it for the work we've done in performance parking and intelligent parking practices. And then Jose won it this year for the development of our TOPS program, which allows citizens to be able to get permits without having to get in their car and come down to our permit office. They can do it from the comforts of their homes. They can actually print out the permits. They can print out the signs. We're making it as easy as we possibly can for the citizens of the District of Columbia. So at this time, we would like to take this time to cut the cake, take some photos. I will invite everyone to come up, and we'll do that. But before I go, my partner, I gotta let him say something. My partner, my financial advisor, the administrator Chris Lawson from Federal Highway Administration. We were supposed to have breakfast yesterday, and we had to cancel because the traffic's so bad. But this is our partner, Chris. Please come forward. Thank you.
The traffic was bad in Maryland. Once I got to D.C., I was right here. Yeah. On behalf of the D.C. Division of the Federal Highway Administration, let me say that we really enjoy our partnership. I've been in my job for about 2.5 years. We have tried to meet more, solve problems together, communicate more, and I tell my staff and I'll tell DDOT that as DDOT succeeds, we succeed, and vice versa. And this is a model for the nation to see. And so we all have to put our best foot forward to make this transportation system the best in the world. And so we're getting there. And I would say over the next 10 years, you're going to see a South Capitol Street corridor. You're going to see the 11th Street Bridge operating soundly. And many other projects are going to take place over the next 10 years. And DDOT is and will continue to be a model transportation agency for the nation. So I want to congratulate all the employees of DDOT, and I really enjoy working with Terry. I used to be the special assistant to the administrator of Federal Highway Administration, and we used to keep tabs on how long the tenure is for directors around the country, and it's only about 13 months. We need Terry to stay around a little bit longer. All right? I enjoy working with him, and I don't want to develop another relationship yet. Congratulations to everybody. Thanks for the time.